Hello, my second grade friends. Welcome back to computer class. This is for the week of March 22nd all the way through the 26th. And we're going to do a little more creative writing with our technology this week. And we are going to focus on writing a color poem using different colors and having our 5 senses help us to do that. So let me share my screen with you. You will go to your teacher's Google Classroom to click on computer class for this week. And you can see that it says grade 2, 5 senses color poem. And this is where you will click to watch me talking to you. That is slide 1. Slide 2 is your I can slide. These are some of the things that we are hoping that you will be able to do when you are finished with the lesson today. I can practice putting the home row letters back on the keyboard. That is slide number 4. And I'm going to show you a point system this week, boys and girls. We don't use it always, but I thought it would be interesting to show it to you this week. So if you are able to do that on slide number 4, if you can click and drag all of these home row letters back into place, you will get 25 points. So again, look at your own keyboard to help you with this, but you click on a letter. And then you will see a blue box kind of come around the letter, and then you simply kind of click when the arrow, the cursor, kind of almost turns to like a plus sign. You drag it and you pop it on the key that it belongs. If you make an oops, boys and girls, there is an undo button up here in the top left corner. It looks like a little arched arrow, and if you click it, it will put something back. So if you say you click on this by mistake and you make it really big, all you have to do is oops with the undo arrow and it will put it back to the correct size. So you are going to drag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters back into place. And that is worth 25 points in your grading system out of 100. I can number 2. You're going to use text boxes to type a poem about your favorite colors. I'm going to say colors, using your 5 senses. And that is worth 60 points, boys and girls, because this is the biggest portion of your lesson this week is about writing this poem. And it is on slide number 8. So it looks like this. And you can see that I have these little gray boxes set up for you. When you click inside a box, a text box shows up, and that is where you will type in your color words and other words, which I'll explain in a minute. And that's worth 60 points. So if you're able to do both slide number 4 and slide number 8, you're up to 85 total points out of 100. Your last 15 points, boys and girls, is on the I can number 3, where if you can change the font color or size or use bold in your typing today, you get extra points for that. So basically 5 points each. So if you use a color on a font, that's worth 5 points if you change the size of your font and you make it bold. So let's say, for instance, I type in the word red right here. I'm going to click first, then type. I want to start with an uppercase letter, so be sure that you hold your shift key down for that. And if you're going to change the font, remember you drag your mouse across the letters that you want to change. That's called selecting. And then you come right up here to your font styles and you choose a different style font. If you want to change the color, you go to the A with the black line under it. Since it's red, I'll make it red. And then you pick B for bold. And we've practiced this, boys and girls, in other lessons. But if you want those extra 15 points, that's what you should do. Okay? So on slide number 3, it kind of lines it up for you what you're going to do first, which is keyboarding, putting those letters back in order. Those are the home row letters. So look at your keyboard. The home row is the row that's in the middle, starting with A. Number 2 is a think reminder. You need to think about your 5 senses, which we're going to be talking about in a minute, and think about things that you can hear, smell, taste, and feel. We're skipping C on this one. We don't have anything for C. What color are they? So that's something for you to start thinking about, something that you hear. What color reminds you of a sound? What color reminds you of a smell or a taste or a feel? And on slide number 8 is where you're actually going to do your poem. You're going to type up using those text boxes. Okay. So here's slide 4. We already talked a little bit about this, but you click on a letter, you look down on your keyboard, you figure out where it is, make that little plus sign and drag it to where you think it goes. If you make an oops by mistake, boys and girls, all you do is your undo button and it will fix it. Okay, so that is your first job of the day. When you are done with that, slide number 5. I have a little video that you can watch on your own about the 5 senses if you want to, but we're going to look at this story together right now. It's called My 5 Senses and it's by Aliki. So if I click this, I will see the link to take me to the story. This one also has a link, boys and girls, and if you'd like to watch that, you can. But this is the one that we're going to do together. So let me make sure I share my sound.
My 5 Senses by Aliki. I can see. I see with my eyes. I can hear. I hear with my ears. I can smell. I smell with my nose. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. I can touch. I touch with my fingers. I do all this with my senses. I have 5 senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing. When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell. I am smelling. When I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I am tasting. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. I am touching. Sometimes I use all my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at that time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use 1 sense. I am seeing. When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses. I see, hear, smell, and touch. When I bounce a ball, I use 3 senses. I see, hear, touch. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another, but each sense is important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see, hear all there is to hear, smell all there is to smell, taste all there is to taste, and touch all there is to touch. Wherever I go, whatever I do, every minute of the day, my senses are working. They make me aware.
Okay, so let's go back to our slides. And boys and girls, you are free to listen to that story again if you'd like. Again, the link is right here on the picture, so all you would do is click. And as I said, there's another little video about the 5 senses here. I have also written them down for you up here at the top. We're going to use all the ones that are in color. The only one in our poem that we don't need for today is the sense of sight, seeing, but we're going to do taste, hear, smell, and whoops, touch. Sorry, I wrote the wrong one. There we go. So now you're going to go to slide number 8 and you're going to click in each gray box to type a word or words for your color poem. Remember to think about your senses to help you with this poem. And on the next slide, I have a list of the 5 senses at the top, and underneath in columns, remember columns go up and down, are some pictures or some images that might help you with your poem a little bit. So on slide number 8, I'm going to click, and in this first column of boxes, there's one here, 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 and here, you're going to put 4 different colors. Let me say that again, 4 different colors. So you can't say red, 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 red. You need different colors in each of these boxes because I want you to think of some things out there in the big wide open world that will remind you of those colors. So if you want to start with red, you could say red is like the sound of a blank. Think of something that's red that makes a sound. Maybe you want to say fire truck. And again, if you want to change the font style or size or color so you can earn those extra 15 points, all you do is drag your mouse across the word that you type in. There's your size right there. You can make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Don't make it too small, boys and girls, because they have to be able to see it. But don't make it so big that it bounces outside the box. Keep it so it's inside the box. All of the boxes, boys and girls, are set at 18. So you can make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than that. But don't forget, you have to drag that mouse. If I try to do it up here on this word, if I try to change it, oh, I guess that one is working. Sometimes you have to select it. I guess sometimes you don't have to. Well, that's good to know. So I guess you don't need to select on some of these. The font style, boys and girls, remember what the font looks like. And again, the color. And try to match the color with whatever you're talking about. So I could say red is like the sound of a fire truck. Or I could do this a little bit differently. I could think about an object first that makes a sound. Like I could say bell. And then maybe I don't want to use red because maybe the bell isn't red. Maybe the bell is another color like gold. Gold is like the sound of a bell. So I probably want to change that color to gold instead. Okay, so you're going to be thinking of a sound, something that makes a sound, something that makes a smell, hopefully a good smell, but you can make a skunk smell or a garbage smell, or you can make something nice like a flower or chocolate chip cookies coming out of the oven, something nice like fresh air. And think about the color that that makes you feel. Something that you like to taste, maybe your favorite food, and you write the color word. So if your favorite food is ice cream and you really like strawberry, you might say pink is like the taste of an ice cream. Or if your favorite food is lollipops and you like grape lollipops, you might say purple is like the taste of a lollipop. And the last one, you only have to do 4 out of the 5 because we're not doing C. The last one is feel. So think of something that you like to touch, something soft. Maybe a bunny rabbit, maybe your cat, maybe your pencil. And you could say what it feels like. What color does it remind you of? So yellow is like the feel of a hard pencil or a pointy pencil. And you can add in some describing words too if you want to. So again, boys and girls, this column going down where this red arrow is, it says color words. That's where you're going to write your color words. This one is where you write something that you're feeling, tasting, smelling, or hearing the sound of. So let me get rid of my words because you can do your very own. I'm going to put this back to normal. All right, so now that's all back to where it was before. So when you click on these, boys and girls, they're just going to be a standard font for you. Actually, I think I had that one on to start with. And you can change that to a different kind of font here, a different size here, but keep it within the gray box. Don't make it too big or too little. And then your color, and then bold. Okay, so those are some things that you can earn some extra points for. When you are done, boys and girls, if you would like to insert a picture, an image, it says a picture always reinforces the concept. It always makes you think, that looks kind of nice. So there's a little review with some pictures of how you insert a picture. You go up here to your mountains, right next to the T for text box, and you can hit search the web. That's the second one down. And you can find, like, let's say you wanted ice cream because you wrote about ice cream in your story. Whoops. You would type ice cream in here, and then you would look to see, oh, I like this ice cream. You click it, and then you insert the ice cream. If it pops up over here on top of your words, obviously move it. but if it's off to the side like this and you want to make it a little bit smaller, you can. Okay. So you can insert a picture if you'd like. And don't forget to turn in, boys and girls, because this is a graded assignment, as you know from the points up here, worth 100 points altogether. All right, so I'll be anxious to see how you do with your 5 cents color poem. All right, we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.